Right, in which the Supreme Court held that you could not single out religious people for disfavor. State of New York tried to do precisely the same thing. And the Supreme Court said, actually, plaintiffs have a strong likelihood of success on the merits. You said they have no likelihood of success on the merits. So just help me explain. The Supreme Court took a totally different view. Help me explain how you looked at the same Constitution and came to a totally different conclusion. Why is it okay to single out religious people for disfavor? I don't understand it.
What I looked at was whether or not the Governor Pritzker's order was neutral and generally applicable to decide whether, at that time, secular activities were generally applicable. I looked at the type of activities as well as kind of the sort of risks, the varying degree of risks that were present in those instances. So, for example,
well, can I just stop you right there? I'm sorry, I've only got 1 minute left. I'm sorry, but you've raised, I think, a really important point, because the standard is, when it comes to First Amendment violations, is the law neutral and generally applicable? This regulation wasn't neutral and generally applicable. It had one set of rules for shops, businesses, and a completely different set of rules for churches, which is, of course, what the U.S. Supreme Court ruled. I don't understand how you can look at that and say it's neutral and generally applicable.
The order, as I recall, also closed, for example, movie houses and auditoriums, as well as schools. And so when I considered the activities at movie houses and schools compared to activities carried on at churches, I found those to be, at the time, using the time pre-Tandon test, to be generally comparable or comparable. I agree, and I found that But
the order said that religious houses of worship were essential. So it said that essential businesses could be open, essential services, but at 50%. Initially, it didn't include any carve-out for any acknowledgement that religious services might be essential. He amended that, said, no, they are essential, but I'm going to cap them